So Navratra started, celebration time. You can feel the thriving energy in the air, and beautiful that in Bharat, in India, we always have some of the other celebration, and the whole universe is vibrating. So, you know, the meanings of the celebrations as per the ancient rishis, which is given down in, let's say, Durga Mata. The actual meaning in the Vedantic way, which has been given in the Puranas also, Mother Durga is a Mother Chandi, like Mother Mary. Mother Mary is Immaculate Conception. There is Mother Durga is also something like that. She's got 4 children, they're showing. It is not like that. Mother Durga, she is, as per Chandi Puran, is, as per the Purana, she is the Divine Mother, she is the Virgin Mother. How can now Virgin Mother have 4 children? So what it shows is the Mother is actually comes to remind us to the humanity. You know, we as the human being, we do not comprehend that how blessed we are, how lucky we are. Some of us do have fun, enjoyment, and pass through that. Especially our children, our youth, that this human existence is something so very special. So the Durga Mata, which is come now, Mother Durga is actually reminding us that look, all the negative thing, all the suffering that you have is only because of you alone. It is not, you know, as per the Western, as per Abraham religion, it is God has given to you. So there is the Divine Mother, she is the Mother of the universe. She is our Lord Shiva, as per the Kashmiri Shaivism. How can they give their children suffering? It is Mother Durga is reminding with these 4 children that look, this Mahisasur, which is, she is supposed to be the Mardini, meaning the killer of the demon, the devil, which is nothing else but within the human beings, within us. And the Mother Durga is also within us. She is the one who's awakened Kundalini, Shakti. And she is reminding with her 10 hands and 10 weapons, meaning you are adequately equipped, you as a human being. We can very easily take it up and do it. So who are these? We have first, if you see, first if you see, we have Kartikeya. Who's Kartikeya? Kartikeya is supposed to be the god of health, good luck, courage, dare, and also brahmachari. I wouldn't get into the stories of all that. So this is the meaning. That is what who you and I are. Now the human existence on earth, we do not realize it. All life forms on this earth has a beginning and has an end. That is birth to death. So the animal life, the plant life, if you look at a worm or a grasshopper, or let's say a tiger, a deer, an apple tree, all life form is wanting to express itself to its full limit. And it's a tremendous process for a, let's say, an apple tree to become a good apple tree. we do not realize it. We do not teach plant how to grow. Whether it's a little worm or it's a tiger, the apple tree. Apple tree is, if you look carefully, is not wanting to become an oak tree. It's not wanting to become an oak tree. But look at you. You and I are also life form. We also have a beginning. We are also born. But have you ever realized that we don't have death? You say, what do you mean, don't we die? What dies is our body dies. And that's not who you are. And the moment you begin to realize that journey, you're well in now in the form of the journey of the Vedanta. The knowledge, which is the Veda, and Anta is not end of all knowledge. Apparently it is end of all knowledge. But the true meaning is it's like a sword that cuts through all the ignorances that we have. What ignorance do we have? That we are born and we will die and we get sick and we get old. And this is where the Vedanta which comes in, and this is what is our intention, is to become what? Is to become aware. See, we have various paths and various religions to guide us across, to travel through this and make our life peaceful, happy, joyful. What the purpose? We don't like suffering. We don't like sickness and disease and misery. So what is, I like to bring to your attention, this is American Veda. You know, this is Philip Goldberg. He's an American. What is American Veda? Veda is the knowledge. And American Veda is what Swami Vivekananda took to America and took it to the rest of the people. And he spread it. And Philip Goldberg is writing that what Swamiji did, he caught the smart guys. And he trained the smart guys. And the smart guys trained the other guys. And now it is, whether Harvard, just imagine, Harvard Divinity School, HDS, is teaching Vedanta. And you and I, little monkeys, we know nothing about our own countries. NYU, New York University, David Chalmers, he's the head of the Department of Mind, Brain, Consciousness Unit. He's teaching Vedanta. You remember the book I shared with you all called Reality Plus, written by David Chalmers, Australian, head of the NYU. What is Reality Plus? Reality is augmented reality, virtual reality. Today's artificial intelligence reality. But what is plus? Plus is what I'm talking about. Is this, like you're aware that you're sitting here. You're aware that you're a man or a woman. You're aware that you're a boy or a girl. You're aware that you're not a monkey or a donkey. You're aware. You're aware that you're sitting here and not in your house. This awareness, we take it like that, unconscious. We're not very clear about it. And we say, okay, all right. So what? And that is what is Mandakya Upanishad is talking about, is this awareness. Now, there are many paths in which one can, as per the practices of all religion. But very simple path is to understand that as human being, you're not limited to that birth and the death. Birth, yes, you're born into this earth, you're in this universe, but you're not limited to the death. What will die is your body. So take an example to understand this. Let's say Steve Jobs, the maker of the Apple computers. His body is no more. I don't know if you are not aware, he came to India to spend 3 years with Neem Karoli Baba in Anita. The other day, the grace of Neem Karoli Baba was being talked about by another American and being in a podcast by an Indian lady. She was interviewed. And it was for almost 1 hour. He was great. He spent all his life, and he said, what my dream is to be, the American gentleman is saying, my dream is to be the driver of Neem Karoli Baba. Just see the enormity of the, and who is Neem Karoli Baba? A very simple looking person. He just giving an example, what happens when you get aligned to this wisdom of the knowledge of the, let's say, Vedanta? What happens? Neem Karoli Baba suddenly tells this gentleman, he's only saying, he suddenly says, he tells me, your mother is coming to India. He said, my mother? No way. She's a New Yorker. She's a socialite. She will never leave America. He says, when I went back home, I got a message. Those days, there were no mobiles and phones and things like that. So he had got those, the hand crank telephone landlines. Call or a message had come to him, your mother had called. Please call her back. So he said, I had to drive 55 kilometers from there to go to a nearest post office. From there I rang up my mother. Mother said, I'm coming to India. He said, what? She said, I don't know, I got a message to come to India. I am coming to India. Meaning, this is the awareness in which you go into with a little practice. Now, look at it. The journey that you and I have as a human being, we got our mind, we got our intellect, we got our memory, we got our ego, and we got our body. And we say, this is who I am. And this is what is today's understanding is, that this is not who you are. They are your application which you're utilizing, like you use in your mobile or a computer. That is not who you are. You are something else. And if you can align yourself, just knowing about it. There are 4 yogic processes which as per Vedanta. First is Bhakti Yoga, through divine worship, divine love, love for God, love for Mother, whichever way. Divine love, in which you have to work, you have to develop a lot of tremendous reading, reflection, discussions, in which slowly your love will generate and it will become intensified, and through that you can also attain oneness. Second is Patanjali Yoga Sutra. You become a yogi. And yogi says what? You don't have to just have blind faith. You can experience. And I will teach you ayama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Through samadhi, you will experience that you are there. So, don't have to just have blind faith. Why don't you experience it? Third is selfless work. Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga. Raja Yoga is the book which Swami Vivekananda, he wrote the book called Raja Yoga. This is inspired talks by him. This is in Long Island, just next to New York. You have to go on a boat. There he lived for about 6 weeks. He says, in all my life I have never spoken as I spoken there. And here there is a beautiful chapter on a Tuesday, 2nd of July, 1895. That talk is on Divine Mother, which is today's mother. That's why I took this book to keep it there. He's talking about the mother of the universe, which that mother of the universe is everywhere, is within you, is also within everyone and everything, but we don't realize it. And we generally, like today, you see lots of pandals and there is worship and mother's picture and Navratra. We periodically do it once a year like that. These are ways. And then comes, so you have Bhakti Yoga, you have Raja Yoga, you have Karma Yoga, selfless work without expecting anything, just doing it for the people, making them feel that don't worry, I'm there, I'll take care of you. And the fourth is what we more intensively focus on is called Jnana Yoga, is the knowledge. What do you have to do? Just become aware. What do you have to do? Just know it. And in Jnana Yoga, most of the time the devotees, bhaktas will say, all right, okay, so very good, now what do I have to do? Now in all the other three yogas, whether Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga or Raja Yoga, you have to do something. In Jnana Yoga, you don't have to do anything. You have to just become aware. Just know it. So what will happen just by knowing it? We're going to go this. There's a beautiful book. I have left this book in my office. Why does the world exist? It's by Jim Holt. Why does the world exist? And there is a chapter in it. It's called It from Bit from Chit. That's a chapter. What is it? It is this world, right? And from bit. Bit is what? Data, information. And the chapter is saying, is it possible that this world exists because of the data, because of the information? And from Chit. What is Chit? Chit is what I'm talking about, is who we as humanity, we are. Is what? Our awareness, our consciousness. We are conscious. We are conscious being. Animals are also conscious. Plants are also conscious. But their consciousness level is at a very low level. Like, a tiger does not dream of to become an elephant. Apple tree does not want to produce mangoes or jackfruit. It will only want to become a full-grown apple tree. Want to grow. Yes, it's a tremendous effort. Human being can become who? Anyone. You choose. It doesn't mean human being can become a tiger or an elephant. It means it can transform itself to, from this childhood onwards, towards a great humanity and human experience. Like your sons and daughters can become, let's say, Madame Curie, or Isaac Newton, or Einstein, or Jesus Christ, or Vivekananda. This is a statement by Vivekananda. It is not the birthright of Buddha, Jesus Christ, or Vivekananda to be Buddha, Jesus Christ, or Vivekananda. It is your birthright too. In other words, you and I have to become aware and take up the journey. You know, the beauty is, whether we are 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever is our age, we do not know how to manage our own mind. And this mind is the one which is the biggest cause of the suffering for us. And it is all the time taking us outward. You look at us, what is it? We have a body, we have 5 senses. And these 5 senses are wanting to take us out. So if I ask you, where do you see the world, this earth, this mountain? Where do you see this world? How would you say? Where do you see it? Try. Point your finger with your finger. Outside, right? which is what is Vedanta saying, it is not true. You see within you. How? Let's say the eyes, you see me. Your eyes are picking up what? The light falls on this body and creates the tiny, tiny particles of electricity which goes into your cornea, into the eye, into the lenses. And from that lens, it sends tiny, tiny particles of electricity to the brain. It is not sending a mountain or this building or a car. I'll go blind. And those tiny particles of electricity from the brain goes to the mind. Mind, supposing it is somebody who has never met me, will look at mom or dad and say, who's he? Or has never met a mountain, a 2-year-old baby. 2-year baby, we will say, what is this? So mom and dad will say, this is the mountain. So you get the data. The mind is the data. Now, what the point is that the mind, the brain and the senses has no power which we are not aware of. It has no power. So where is the power? Power is in your consciousness. How do you understand that? Just see, supposing you are unconscious sitting there. Can you see me? You can't see me because you're unconscious, you're disconnected. Supposing I'm in coma, lying in the hospital. I see. Supposing I am in coma, lying in the hospital, the whole world is vanished from me. Why? Because I am disconnected. And the worst thing is, when my consciousness is zero, I am dead. So as a humanity, what we have is the power of the consciousness to become aware. But in the general day-to-day life, we are using it unconsciously. Eating, sleeping, learning, dreaming, talking, whatever it is, we are unconscious about it. Unconsciously just using them. So today, we are going from this physical material universe, which is based on a more subtle mental universe. And that is why he is saying, is it the bit? Is it the data? That's the chapter. Why does the world exist? In the book by Jim Holt. It from bit or from chit. Chit is what? Chit. Like what you say, consciousness. Or is it from consciousness? Now I will take you back to, remember I often talk about that the 3 Nobel laureates, Alan Aspect, Joel Zellinger and John Clinton. Nobel Prize winner 2022, 6th of October. What did they say? This world does not exist. In other words, now try and understand, whatever you see, perceive, touch, taste, smell, feel, it is all because of your only consciousness, because you're conscious. Can you imagine? It's so difficult for us to believe this table doesn't exist. Now this is the journey through the Vedanta. When you become aware, you're aware. You're still dealing in this world, playing the role of a mother, father, or daughter, or the son, or the professional, or whatever it is. You're playing that role, but you become aware that it is not really real. It's so difficult, but easy to, what is the problem? Problem here is we have to understand it. Now how do we understand? It's difficult to understand it that way. You say, come on, what do you mean? When this car is not here? Of course it is here. Can't you see I'm closing the door? So, look at it in a dream. We are in a dream. My body is lying on the bed. I am dreaming. And when I wake up from my dream, I may have gone to Florida or Houston or Darjeeling or somewhere I have been there. I come back and I realize that in that dream I was there. And I was there meaning I experienced all those party, dance, whatever it is I experienced. And I was also there in my dream. But when you wake up, you say, oh, it was only a dream, it's not real. And this is what the Nobel Prize winner is saying today, that this world is not real. It happens through, why? Because you perceive, you're seeing something, right? Now with that, I'd like you to know that great sage Kapila, he talked about this world, a great sage, 5,000 years ago. Just look at it, Christianity is about 2,000 years, 2024, right? Islam is about 1800 years old. And the rishis of Indian Vedanta, they are more than 5,000, we do not know how much. This Kapila is the first philosopher of the earth, as it is explained by many masters today, is the first, and he came out with Sankhya philosophy. What we are going to talk about and know a little bit about the Sankhya philosophy. In this, the first philosopher of the human race, he is declared as the first philosopher human race, about 5,000 plus years ago. He said, whatever you see, we are talking about this world is not real. You're seeing it, no? You're touching it, tasting it. With your five senses, you're experiencing the world with what? With your five senses. If I am in an unconscious state, those five senses are not available to me. Are you comprehending? Those five senses are the one which makes you realize, experience the world, or the family members, or the food, or the game that you're playing, everything else with that five senses. Now, he's talking about that whatever you experience, there are two things. Remember the definition of Advaita Vedanta of experience. Recollect, what is experience? Experience is an object with consciousness. Okay? This is the definition of experience. Whatever you experience, there has to be an object. And as per Vedanta, most difficult comes when you say, but I experience my hatred, my love, my anger, my headache. I experience, those inner feelings. As per Vedanta, they are also your object. So there is object and there is subject. Subject is who? Is I. And as per that I is my consciousness, is I. Who is this I? Is the journey today, is that you and I have to do today. And this is what is the journey. Once you realize who I am, you'll be surprised. Your suffering, your sicknesses, your diseases, they make a distance from you. Why? Because your I is immune to everything. Your body is not immune. But something happens to the body. Some influences go into the body. And the body, you hear many people living 120 years. How? And they're living very well. Apparently, do not have any problems and issues and things like that coming in. Hey, please come. Hey, Jay. Come. So, as for Sankhya, what is this? How do we experience? The experience is done by the subjects, which is I, which is consciousness. And this consciousness, this awareness, is the one which gives us the ability to experience, and making it very simple, through my senses, the world is picked up with the five senses. And those five senses, if you look carefully, they all go out. And that is why today, to us, everything we think is out there. Happiness is out there. In a person, in a place, in a country, in money, in the bank account, in doing shopping. So what has happened? We have got disconnected with this consciousness, is the essence of today's message. We are disconnected. We are using it all the time. All the time you're using, but you are not aware. And because of which we have become what is called compulsive nature. What is compulsive nature? You love to do things again and again and again. So once you start talking, you don't want to stop. You carry on talking. Once you start watching TV, you don't want to stop. You want to carry on watching. Once you start drinking, you want to keep on drinking, drinking, drinking. Compulsive nature. You know what happens in compulsive nature? You know I'm not complete. You know I'm not complete. You're half. Why are you half alive? Because you're disconnected from your consciousness, which is who you are. And you only think, I am this body. So when the body ages, you say, I'm getting old. When the body is sick, you say, I'm getting sick. Hey, you are not getting sick is the message. What is getting sick is your body is getting sick. You say, but isn't that me? This is what is our journey, is to understand, no, that is not you. And there are various methodology which we will take it up as an easy logic to understand. Let's say one simple called seer and the seen. Drashta and drishya in Sanskrit. Eye sees, let's say your eye sees so many things. But have you noticed that your eye, two objects, 2 points here. First is your eye never sees itself. You say, no, I do see my eye in the mirror. No, what you're seeing in the mirror is an image of your eye. You're not seeing your own eye. Your eye is picking up various objects, but they are drishya, they're seen, and seer is the eye. But notice, eye is separate from the seen. It can never be one. Similarly, is the object and subject. And the subject is I, which is the consciousness, which is the awareness. Now, the topic is not difficult. The only thing you have to open up your mind. We are not used to it. Yes, we are not used to it. And that is why is this journey today, to understand that as per Kapila, Sankhya philosophy, the word is Sankhya. It is not Advaita. Sankhya is 2. Advaita is 1. We are going to get into Advaita after this. Okay. As per Sankhya philosophy, everything else that you experience, any one of your 5 senses, and whichever way, they're all objects. And the experiencer, that is the one who is experiencing, is I, is the subject. As per your normal English language, you have read about this. Okay. Subject is the one who experiences. Object is the one which is your experiencing. Definition of experience: object plus consciousness. Consciousness is subject, is I. Now, everything else in this world that you're experiencing, as per Sankhya, there is a name for it called Prakriti. And this is the name also in Kashmiri Shaivism. And whatever, that is everything else, everything, including your thoughts, feelings, love, hatred, I like that, I don't like that, I understand that, I don't understand that, they're all object because you're experiencing it. So whatever you call, in a very simple way, for you to understand, and initially it might help you to understand, all you have to say, whatever I can call this anger of mine. Anger is an object because I call it this. This book, this car, this house, this property, this body, they are all object. Whatever you call this is an object. Including those fine things, this mind of mine, this headache of mine, they are all objects. And subject is the one who is experiencing. Who is the one who is the knower, and the other one is known. Okay? Now, getting on from there, so that is called Prakriti. And Sankhya philosophy is saying that our problem is that we have got mixed up with the subject and the object. And that is where the suffering comes. The sickness, disease, misery, suffering, relationship problem, money problem. Now, Sankhya is saying just because body is getting sick, you are not getting sick. Your body is getting sick. Now what happens if you say that? My body is still getting sick. What happened? What's a great advantage? Something does happen. And this is Sankhya philosophy. This is Sankhya philosophy saying something does happen. And the moment you realize that just because this body is getting old, I am not getting old. I am what? I am always there. And you will always be there. Then something happens to you. You create a distance between that suffering and truly you. So you hear, you read about it, no? Let's say Good Friday and Easter Sunday. Good Friday is the time when Jesus Christ was crucified, right? And Easter Sunday is the one he resurrected himself. How can he do that? They had chopped off his neck after crucifixion. They even chopped off his neck. But luckily, Mary Magdalene, she put the head back next to Jesus' body where it was covered up with the sheath of the cloth. How did he resurrect himself? You say, how can it be? How is it possible? This is what we are trying to understand, that once you take up this journey and start to begin to understand that you're not a very simple thing. You're very powerful. And this is the worship of Mother Durga which is going on right now. That Mother Durga is the Shakti, is within you. And it is worshipped as per the ancient India's Navaratra or Bengali Durga Puja or something, is with an idol shape there. And if you look carefully, I don't know if you've seen when they make the Mother Durga's idol, or even Ganapati, you see this. You know, they're standing on top of Mother Durga and they're painting their face and all. How can they stand with their feet on Mother's body? Because the Mother Durga's body, till the time they do, they call it Pran Pratishta. They put the prana, which is the consciousness, which they do. There's another word called Ghatasthapana. They use this. Then only Mother has become alive. But till then, it's just a statue. So, Mother has 4 children. She's a virgin mother. How can she have 4 children? Who's Kartikeya? These all 4 children are a representation of humanity. Kartikeya, you're supposed to take care of your body, your health, your courage, your dare. You're supposed to abstain from telling lies, maintain brahmacharya state. This is the journey of Kartikeya. He's a great warrior, courageous. Nothing stops him. He's very fast. He's fearless. You and I, as a human being, we're supposed to build that in our human body. Then comes Mother Saraswati. If you look carefully, when you look at the Mother on her right, and standing on the Mother is on her left. You understood? When you look at the Mother on her right, first you will see Kartikeya, then Saraswati. Saraswati is what? Is the mother of the knowledge, of speech, of vak, of singing, of music, of dance, all the fine things that you can think of in Mother Saraswati. You were supposed to build on that you knew. This is what is the message in that Durga Puja. That the Saraswati is within you. Build it. It is not just do little arti and agarbatti and little flower. It is a message. It is a deep message as per Vedanta. And then comes, see, when you've got solid body, you've got a good health, and you've got great knowledge, then you're going to make lots of money. So comes Mother Lakshmi. And who is Mother Lakshmi? She will not only give you money, she will give you joy, happiness, peace, and quietude. She's calm, always collected. She doesn't get hustled and bustled very easily. And so that is now. So you have Kartikeya, Saraswati, Lakshmi. Now what has happened? You got a great health, great body, great courage, you got great knowledge, and you got great money. So what will happen? Ego will take birth in us. I am great. So that is where comes Ganapati. Ganapati comes and brings us called wisdom. Prajna. Prajna gives you the wisdom and the knowledge that this is not real. And Tushti. You know, he's very happy with a little sweet in his hand. He's pretty happy. And he's roly-poly. The elephant head. All that story you all know. And he's what? He's Bahan. It's supposed to be a little rat. What does that mean? That he's supposed to, you know, the rats never give up. It's very difficult to stop a rat. Whatever you do, they'll again come back. And very fast. So this is why the meaning of the rat being put over there by the ancient rishis when they described the mother. You'll be surprised, there was a Rishika Vak. Rigveda talks about it. Very old, 5,000 years old. First Veda which came in India, in which Rishika Vak is mentioned. And she is claiming, I am Mother Durga. And every rishi who get the power from me alone gives it to power to them. And she was a lady. And you know, this is why you will find in India, we worship mothers, we worship ladies. And this is why when there was a talk about empowering women on a 15th of May, and they asked for a little opinion from me, I said, tell me something, can you sweeten sugar? They said, no. I said, how can you empower women? They are the Shakti, they are the mother of the universe. So you all are very powerful, extremely powerful. You may allow somebody to think, I am not strong, you are stronger. And this is why I notice in the Mother Kali, she is the one who is dancing on top of Lord Shiva. Who is Lord Shiva? He is the creator, destroyer, sustainer. He is the one who saved all the gods and goddesses from that poison called halahal. Remember the story? So Sankhya philosophy is saying it's a terrible, terrible mistake. So there is a monk in Himalaya. He says something very nice. He says in Hindi, in Himalaya, he said, "Jahan ka cheez, usko wahi rehne do." Meaning the object which belongs to where, you keep it there only. How is this application here? He says, sickness of your body. You keep it in the body. Why are you saying I am sick? Sickness of your, let's say you are growing old. My hair has become white. He said, keep it there only. What has become white? The hair has become white. Whose hair? The body's hair. Keep it there only. Sickness, aging, whatever it is, keep it there only. This is a simple way the monks try to teach each other. So therefore, basically, these sicknesses, this getting old, they're all objects. So now, taking on from there, what happens? A psychological gap develops the moment you realize, I am something which is eternal, which is very powerful, which is there within us. And which is what has made Jesus Christ, Buddha, Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh. They're great people. Why? What about simple people like Isaac Newton, or Wright brothers, or Einstein, or Galileo or Copernicus, they also could have done something great. They were not great spiritual people, but they all have made that gap. What does a doctor do when you go to a psychologist, psychoanalyst? What do they do? From your problem and you, they put a wedge, they put a gap with their discussions, arguments. So you realize that you are not your problem. Yes, you are experiencing the problem. So they put that gap. Though this is westernized methods, but this is what I'm trying to get to you, that they try to say that, look, you are experiencing it. Yes, you are experiencing it, but you are not it. Can you see this difference? I am not the object, I am experiencing the object. Like, I can say this is my hand. I can say this is my book. Okay, this is my book. So, can I say this book is me? No. I am saying this is my hand. I know I cannot say this is me. I say this is my hand. But I say this is my body and this is me. These are the simple logics to understand. He said, I am like that. Who is that I? That mind is like that. Now, understand, this little realizations, if you can take it on, what is it? You are not defined by your problems. You, your true you, is not defined by your problems. There is something very special within you. And this is where, the moment you realize, you suddenly realize that you have tremendous potential. You can do the same you can do in, let's say, in 10 years' time, what other people will do in 100 years' time. So if you live for 100 years, you actually have lived for 1,000 years. That doing ability increases, enhances tremendously, because you have put a wedge between you and your issues, your problems. Problems and hurdles will certainly come, but you have to face it, and you have to understand them, and you have to find an answer for it. Why is it that some men, some women have a terrible partner, or terrible friend, or you have a situation? Why is it? You know why? Because you're the only one. Some teacher gets terrible children along with some good children. Why the terrible child? Because you're the only one who know how to deal with it. You're the only one who can correct it. You are the one. And that's why it has come to you. So, Sankhya is saying that this is the Purusha and Prakriti, and in which Sankhya is going ahead and telling that you have many consciousness. Many consciousness. Advaita Vedanta is saying there is only one consciousness. So we will do that meditation in which you will begin to realize that this is while the practicing, what happens is you are training through the subconscious mind, so the conscious mind to the subconscious mind, to truly who you are, and then it becomes a kind of a nature to you. So the Vedantic way is Shravanam, you listen, is Mananam, you reflect on it, you think of it. So what you're doing, you're coming to know about it, reflect on it, ask questions, whatever doubts you have, try and clear it. So Shravanam is listen, Mananam is reflect on it, ask question, and then Nididhyasanam. Then what is it? You meditate on it and you make it your own. This is the process of the ancient India's Vedantic process. And in Advaita, it's saying that look, Sankhya is saying there are many people, many bodies, many minds, many genders, and also many souls, many spirits. This is Sankhya philosophy. Advaita is saying yes, there are many bodies, But those bodies are coming from where? Like, if you are seeing me, if I ask you, where do you see me? And you will say there. Whereas it is not there. If you look carefully, the light falls on me, it goes and enters your eye, and you're seeing me within your own mind. Anything in the world that you experience is within you. So this within you, once you begin to realize, you will find that as per Sankhya, there is this subject and the object. What does it give you? I told you that we go ahead and become compulsive in nature. We want to do things again and again and again. Why? Because we know that we are not complete. I realize I'm not perfect. I'm not okay. So what do you want to do? You want to become okay. Why do you climb Mount Everest? Because if I do that, then I will feel I'm complete. If I can take a balloon ride across North Pole to South Pole, then I will say I'm complete. Great achievements, it tends to do that to you. This is why people do them. So, yes, certainly it is a great achievement. It's a great thing that you're doing. But it is not to become complete. You're already complete. And that completion is because you're the subject and the object. You're the consciousness and also your body, mind, name, form, function. So most important in the Advaita for you to understand, otherwise it will become a little boring for you. But please understand it, try it, and it might require little training. And what is the training? Training is nothing else but repetition. And this is why we say, try and stick to the Sundays. Why? It's repetition. Try and do it every day morning. When you do that every day morning, and you practice again and again, something happens. Something happens. How? It's like 2 glasses of water in which you put salt, and another one you put sugar. And now when you taste it, one tastes salty, one tastes sugar. Why? Because you've done something, you've added something. Same way, you add into this body and the mind and in your awareness. Just like I know I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm not a monkey or a donkey. I'm not a gorilla or chimpanzee. I am. And there you come to know I am. You realize using this body, using this mind, using this intellect, the memory, the ego and the feelings, but I'm not that. So a wedge comes in between your feelings, between your sufferings and you. And that's the distance which is called, in Vedanta called Vairag, detachment. You know what is it? It's like a lotus flower. If you see a lotus flower, it grows in a dirty, murky water. The water is about 3 feet deep or so, 4 feet deep maximum. And it is in a black loam soil, meaning that water is really dirty. And if you ever get into a lotus pond, and when you come out, up to wherever you got into, it will be thickly coated with, gluey earth, which is black loam soil. In that dirty soil, lotus grows. And tadpoles and fishes playing around its stem. But the honeybees come from miles away, sip the nectar and goes away. And the lotus cannot be made dirty, either its leaf or the flower, with the dirt or the muck. You and I have taken this journey to become the lotus. And they are the lotus. Just example, giving you. And nature, this nature depends on consciousness. What does nature do? This world, this earth, this universe. What does it do? It gives it to the consciousness. What is it doing? It depends on the consciousness. For what? To be realized. If you are not conscious, you cannot see that mountain. If I am in coma, I cannot see anything, cannot experience anything. So nature depends on consciousness for it to be experienced, for the world to be experienced. Now look at the Nobel Prize winners experiment, double slit experiment. Google it, it's very nice. I had mentioned earlier also, do it, it's very nice. Double slit experiment, YouTube has got it, okay? Alan Aspect, Joel Zellinger, John Clinton, okay? Now, 2022, 6th of October, they got the Nobel Prize. You know what is it saying? You need to have an observer. What is an observer? Look at it. I exist in this room for you only when you can see me. That means you are the observer. Your suffering, your sickness, your disease exists because you are observing. Can you comprehend this? Because you are the seer. Then only you can see it. Supposing your senses were cut totally, you cannot experience it, you cannot taste it. So like some zombies, you know, some people totally paralyzed and things like that, they totally they don't experience anything. They're just a living mass of flesh, bone and body. So what has consciousness done to the nature? It allows the people to experience it. You understood? Consciousness is the observer, the seer, through you. Now, since I am talking about it, it feels like everything is something detached, something from within you. Actually, it is. It is like that. That it is like, you know, the banana peel is different than the banana inside. It is like that. Which is why you call it panchakosha. You got 5 sheaths. Like this cloth is one sheath around this body. Same way, all of us have got 5 sheaths. One is called Annamaya, which is because of food. So, there was one Hollywood actress, very pretty lady. She was there in one of the ashram in Hollywood, and people asked, Madam, what makes you look so pretty, so beautiful? You know what she said? She said simply, pasta. Only one word. The pasta is the reason for my beauty. Meaning, see what I'm trying to say, it is the food. You look at the animals who are very restless, like the wolves, like the hyenas, like the wild dogs. Look at the dogs itself, which we keep seeing it all around us. Or the tigers or the animals. You notice they're so restless. Why? Because they're eaters of raw flesh. And look at the cows, the buffaloes, the giraffe. You know, you notice they're all pure vegetarian and they're only doing singing, gently, standing on one leg. They're not restless. You and I have a combination of both. Sometimes we are calm, sometimes we are restless. It depends on the food that we eat. So, life and experiences are called the knowability. That is what is the Sankhya system. So what is Vedanta saying? Look, just understand the whole thing. You don't have to do great devotion. You don't have to do great tapasya through meditation. You don't have to do great selfless work. All you have to do is know about it. And what are we doing here? We practice all 4. And bits of everything every day. So like we are now talking about the wisdom and the knowledge, we're going to start doing little exercises. Those exercises are very important and powerful. It will align your body, your muscles, etc. to not, unduly grow sick or old. And then we will do meditation. In the meditation, what is happening is, because we are driven outwards by the senses, we try to take care of our body, try to look good, handsome, beautiful, pretty, whatever. But we forget totally about the power which is within us, which is our inside of us. So through the meditation, you become what? See, human being are the only one called human being. Have you ever realized? Have you ever heard being called elephant being, tiger being, earthworm being, butterfly being? No, it's the human being. Why are we called being? Because human beings are the only one who can become. Human beings can become what? Anything. That is the purpose of this journey, and practice every day to go towards what's your dreams and visions. So basically, you are who? You are that pure awareness. You are that which is pure. How? Like this sunlight. You are like that sunlight. You are. That sunlight falls on dirty puddle on the street. Sunlight doesn't get dirty. Just like the lotus flower. It doesn't become dirty by the mud or the dirty water. Sunlight falls on a pitcher of wine or whiskey. It doesn't get drunk. Sunlight falls on holy river Ganga. It doesn't become holy. Sunlight is ever pure, ever holy. And can you imagine? That is who you and I are. Only thing we have forgotten about it. We are not aware. So our intention through the Vedanta is to understand, and this is why so many people in the world today, even Thompson, professor of philosophy, British Columbia University, Denver in Canada, is writing what? A book, huge book, Waking, Dreaming, Being. And what's he saying? He's saying it would be better that we do not make our historical events and put them BC and AD, before Christ, and AD is Anno Domino. We should not do that. Then what should we do that? We should say before Upanishad and after Upanishad. And imagine an American Canadian. They are understanding it, and you and I find it not very interesting. So come, let's take on. The Vedanta says that Vedanta is the Veda, is the knowledge, and Anta is the cutting edge of the knowledge which cuts through our ignorance, cuts through our suffering, through our sicknesses and disease and the problem. Whatever problems you have, whatever issues, whether with children or partner or friend or business or money or your own body, mind, health, everything gets to get cured. And this is the power of the Vedanta. Now, Sankhya insists there are two. God up in the heaven and we are here. God is powerful, we are small, we are vulnerable. Advaita Vedanta says, no, that you perceive and that you are, there is no separation. There is only one. In other words, what? Everybody here, everything around you, they all have one consciousness. Sankhya says many consciousness. Advaita Vedanta, which is the supreme, which we are dealing with, says there is only one, not two, or not many. There is only one. How do you understand that? Thousands of waves in the ocean. You look at the waves and you say, what beautiful waves. You're chasing them, surfing on it, diving, swimming, whatever you're doing. I ask you, waves have water in it. Say yes. People will say, Vedanta says waves don't have water in it. You say, what do you mean waves don't have water? He says, what waves? Even ocean doesn't have water. So this is what is the understanding of one consciousness. Ocean doesn't have water. You say, what do you mean? Ocean doesn't have water? What does it have then? So it is the, like this glass filled with water. I can separate the water, separate the glass. So it becomes two objects. One water, one glass. Can you separate the water from the wave? Can you separate the water from the ocean? Can you separate the water from the dirty puddle on the street? Will it be there? Will the waves be there if I take away the water, or the ocean, will it be there? No. The rain be there if I take away water? No. So water itself is the rain, is the waterfalls, is the dirty puddle on the street, or a pond, or an ocean, or a river, or the glass in the water in my glass. That water itself. So what is the meaning over here, understanding? Is that consciousness itself is everybody here. One consciousness is in everyone. One water is in everything. One light is in everything. Try and understand it that way. The more closer you look, you realize that that object which you say is different is not separate from you, because you are perceiving it. And this is why the science is talking about Nobel laureate. This world does not exist. And that is the other book I was talking, why does the world exist? So this is science as well as the ancient Vedanta. Now you will say, see, I am here, this table is here, but we are separate, no? Now if you look at it, try and understand it this way. It will help you to understand it better. At least start thinking about it. Do a little reading, ask some question. This table is here, I am here. My body is separate, this table is separate. How then you say that we are one? Now look at it. I perceive this table how? By touch, by seeing. What makes me touch and see, realize? Through my consciousness, through my awareness. My awareness makes me realize this table is here. My awareness makes me realize this is my body. Isn't it? If I am in coma, I do not realize this table, not this body. So I have to be conscious. So what is aligning is the consciousness. These are certainly objects. They prevail, but they are illusion as per the ancient India. If you look at a science, if you break this down or break this body down to finer and finer particle, science says it will become atoms, molecules and atoms, and then it will become electron, proton, neutron, and then it will become meson, boson, like that, various subatomic particle, cryon, boson, like that, names go on. Then if you further divide, it becomes energy and energy. So what is it? So notice once again, this material is also vanished into, the material is vanished into what is called energy, or what is your awareness, the consciousness. So going on from there, you realize in your dream that I only dreamt everything. My body was lying in the bed, but I was inside the dream. I was separate from the dream. Whoever I met in my dream, they were all separate people, I was separate. Now that I've woken up, everything is vanished. Why? Because I am back again here. You have a question? Okay. So, Vivekananda is saying what? Consciousness alone appears as object as well as subject. This is an object, and the consciousness within me is subject. And he goes on to say, one alone exists, only one, which is Advaita, one. Advaita. Is one and Dvaita is not two. Not two. It appears as nature, it appears as the nature and my soul, my spirit. It appears. Now it appears to most people as a very high philosophy. It's very simple understanding. As long as we take up the journey as a human being and we want to attain great heights, we have to do that. Otherwise we can't. You will attain little things, little joy, little happiness, like most of the people have done. But you will never attain that what you could possibly do. Your children, if they are ignited from the childhood. I was amazed the other day, 9 to 10 years old. PYP5 student. I give a talk, and this girl went back and told the mother, and mother said, I want to hear what he said. And she has narrated my whole talk. It is there in my YouTube. Those of you interested, let me know, I'll send it to you. And she's spoken so close to the truth. Imagine a young girl, 9-year, 10-year-old. She can't be less than 9, can't be more than 10. And she came to me on Gandhi's birthday and she said, sir, I've done this for you. She painted a Gandhi's picture. Sir, this is for you. I said, very nice. What made you think of bringing it to me? Sir, that is lecture changed my life. I suddenly realized today I can do anything. So this is what you and I have to do to the children. Ignite them. See, a matchstick can create fire, but matchstick doesn't know how to strike. Matchstick doesn't know. You and I have forgotten. We don't know. Our children, our people, our friends, our partners, they don't know. See, they're ignorant. So Vedanta cuts through that ignorance and gives you like an electric shock, a message. Some of us switch on, boring. Some of us take on. So the journey is to be aware, and as far as we are concerned, it appears to be two realities. One is that outside and one is this inside. But the truth of the Vedanta, real, what is real? Real is what? Is truth. Truth. Remember India's Satyameva Jayate. Truth alone will make you win. There is only one. Truth is there is only one. All of us have got different body, different name, different form, different gender, different existence, different roles we play, but we are all actually one. And the moment you do that at home, your children, your partners, you will certainly find, you will not start finding faults now anymore. So the great masters are saying what? Stop finding fault with people. You can find fault with yourself. Do rectify it. Don't find fault with other people. Then what happens? The moment I said, this is Robbin Ghosh, I am saying you are separate, you Sunil. You are separate. I am separate. Why do we do that? We create samsara. What is samsara? This world. How? By putting a name, putting a gender. So we become different. But actually there is no difference. And this is the essence of that. It is impossible to have something outside of your awareness, of your consciousness. It is not possible. Outside your consciousness. Once you are aware of it, then you have put something. Now, as per this Mandakya Upanishad, Mandakya Upanishad is saying we have four existences. All of us have four existences. Everybody in this universe. Life form. One is waking, like right now. Waking state. Second is dream sleep state. Everybody has dream sleep. And third is deep sleep state. In the deep sleep, there is no mind, there is no object, there is no thoughts, no feeling. And the fourth state is the Turiya. Turiya is the name. Turiya means the fourth. In Sanskrit, it means fourth. The fourth state is, what is it? It is consciousness. Every human being has got this fourth state. Because of the other three, deep sleep, dream sleep and waking state, we feel we are different. This is an illusion, an optical illusion. The truth is we are all that one consciousness. The moment you realize, have you noticed why Mother Teresa, Jesus Christ suddenly becomes so kind and good to everyone? Because they find everybody is one. That little child, baby, or that little man or the woman who is little obnoxious, that's their mind, that's their body, that's their behavior. They are not separate. We are all one. And progressively, your journey is what? To make them slowly realize, make them progressively become aware. And for the children, what do you have to do? They are ready. You have to just wake them up. And for the waking, Turiya is the waker and the waking world. Are you understanding this word? Turiya, your fourth state, is this world as well as the waking state of you. It's the same one. And it is appearing as a waking state, as a dream state, or a deep sleep state. In a deep sleep state, when you wake up, you say, I had a wonderful sleep. Are you with me? That Turiya is in your dream sleep state, your dream sleep, whatever you dreamt and slept, and also in that you which is there in the dream, which is different you than the body lying on the bed, and that body, all three at one Turiya. Turiya, fourth state. Turiya is the absence of all understanding in the deep sleep state. In the deep sleep state, what happens? You have no memory, no remembrance, nothing. But when you wake up, you say, I had a wonderful sleep. That awareness is because of the Turiya and the Turiya itself. And then eventually, it is all, everything is one Turiya. What is that Turiya? Another name for awareness, in Sanskrit name. Another name for consciousness. It is that one consciousness alone. Is it too difficult today? In the dream, your mind itself becomes the seer and the mind becomes the seen in the dream. But it is powered by Turiya. Give you a simple example. You see this computer is working. It's got a different role. That light is working. It's got a different role. This AC is working. It's got a different role. This camera, the microphone is working. It's got a different role. But have you realized none of them can work unless there is electricity? And like that electricity is your consciousness. That is the truth which has got another name as per Vedanta. Taittiriya Upanishad, it calls Ishvara, God. Where is God? Is it within me? God is within you. Where is that God? That God is that awareness. Show me that God in this glass. You know, argumentative people will say. He says, sure, I'll show you. How do you see it? Understand it this way. You perceive that glass how? With your eyes, with your touch. No? By that. Where is that touch on the thing? It's coming from your awareness. And which is awareness? As per Taittiriya is Ishvara. Which is Ishvara? Which is coming to you. Now I would like to cover quickly in next 5 to 10 minutes time 13 habits which will give you happiness, joy, and then we will start the exercise. Okay? These are not just names. They're simple practices which you need to do. You need to do them. You need to be aware of them. The first is gratitude. When you first thing in the morning when you wake up, appreciate the blessings that you have, that you're okay. Even if you got fever or cough or you're perfectly healthy, that you are aware that you are there. Be grateful to the world. Be grateful for the roof on top. Be grateful for a partner, for a friend, for the children, for the house, for the people, for the refrigerator. Be grateful. So focus on the things that make your heart sing. Whether it's a loving family, a roof over your head, or a beautiful sunrise. Be grateful. Number 2, embrace the change. Whatever change is coming, whether it is the age, whether it is from sickness to getting well, welcome the change as an opportunity for growth and adventure. Wow. I had a wonderful experience. Maybe it is just a walk through a puddle on the rain or on a lotus pond. So when faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what am I going to learn from this experience? Why am I experiencing it? I must be having something to do for this. Okay, number 3, most important amongst all of them, every one of them, but this particular part, what I'm going to tell you, number 3, I talked about it a little while ago. Prioritize your health, which means not just physical health, not just mental health, but your spiritual health too. All 3 health. I am, that being, I am, human being to become. I can become. You tell me, supposing you want to aim to gain Wimbledon gold medal. Just think, you have to start practicing tennis, no? You have to go to the tennis court, you have to get a great coach, you have to get trained, you have to start playing the circuit. All that you have to do. You have to do that. To do this, whatever. And the priority is in health. Eating junk food is good fun once in a while, but prioritize health to get good, balanced, nutritious food. And prioritize rest, prioritize relaxation, prioritize exercise. And very important, get connected, don't be half alive, be fully alive. The moment you're fully alive, you have ananda, you have joy. And when there's something which is not okay type, agreeable comes, you detach it, you are still in it, but you detach it. Like the story of Paramahansa Ramakrishna, I tell you, 3 days to go for his leaving the body with a throat cancer, the worst kind, terrible pain. He couldn't sip even water. Water was trickling out. It was so bad. Such a big ball in his throat. And Hari Maharaj comes, and Turiya Maharaj comes and says, Thakur, how are you feeling today? And Thakur said, very bad. I can't drink. I can't eat anything. And Turiya Maharaj says, he's a brahmachari then. He says, it looks like you're in bliss. You're in joy. You're in happiness. So instead of getting angry, you and I will say, what do you know about pain? You will understand when you are in my body. Something like that we will say. He said, the rascal has caught me. This is called getting connected to that consciousness, that awareness. So, building strong and supportive relationship. What does that mean? Surround yourself with people who will lift you up, who will make you feel happy, who will make you smile and inspire you. Be with them. When you are with them, automatically something happens. Embrace the failure. Remember, failure is nothing else but success in progress. Success is going through the journey. You tell me one baby who has learned to walk without falling down. Everybody has. You tell me one great personality, let's say Wright brothers. Everybody's flying in the world because of Wright brothers. How many experiments and how many accidents he had? If you look at it carefully and read them, Louis Pasteur created great vaccination. You know, for 24 hours at a stretch, 3 days at a time, he has been known to work in that lab. There is a story that on insistence of Louis Pasteur's wife, Louis Pasteur changed the house to a better house, better locality. And he had a daughter. Louis Pasteur, after 3 days, he used to be very absent-minded, always thinking about his, meaning focus only on his experiment. So he left his lab and he was coming back home, and he goes and he sees there is one young lady standing, and he says, young lady, can you tell me There used to be one Mr. Louis Pasteur living in this house. Why is there no light? And this young lady says, Dad, Mom sent me here because she knew that you will forget about it. I've come here to take it to our new house. So Louis Pasteur was that dedicated. Can you imagine the focused mind? Mind was only thinking about one thing. I'm not saying that great, okay? I'm saying, but that is how he attained certain things. The failure is just success and progress. Imagine every moment of our life, whoever we are meeting, whatever situation we come in, we have something to learn. Lifelong learning. Wherever we are, whatever terrible things, or whatever good thing, and whatever lovely thing, whatever exciting thing, we have something to learn. A good relationship or bad relationship, we have something to learn. So, expanding the horizon and immerse ourselves into the new culture of that way of learning. There must be a reason why I am being said, why am I getting connected? And once you start to say why, you will automatically become more focused. Taking action. Happiness isn't something that happens to you. It is something that you create through the choices that you make and actions that you take. Happiness is within us, and it happens because the choices we made and the actions we take. Achieving your goals, you have to do something to achieve that goal. It will not happen like that. Embracing discomfort. Whatever growth and the happiness that you are charging for, know that you have to go towards that by embracing those challenges and the discomfort. You have to take them. And do not let fear hold you back for failure. Fear of failure? I don't want to try it. The same child could be guided to climb the tree, and a little while ago the child said, I can't climb. So you have to show them that you can easily do that. So push yourself beyond your limits, so-called physical limits, mental limits. 9th, practicing self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Understand that there is this guy, the good guy. You should look into the mirror first thing in the morning when you're brushing your teeth or washing your face and say, hey, this world is beautiful because you were there. A nice thought, think about it. Be understanding to yourself. Say, I am okay. I'm okay. You're also okay. Everybody's okay. Remember, everybody struggles sometime or the other. So these thoughts will help you to bring back whatever you want in your life, give it to others. 10th, give happiness to others, you will get it back in many folds. So if you want anything, Vedanta says, give it first. So you want money, give money. It will happen to you. So make a positive difference in the world. You're feeling depressed, down, go to the neighbor, say, can I make a cup of coffee for you? Can I play with your son for 5 minutes? So contribute to the community. 11th one, letting go of perfection. See, striving for perfection sometimes drives you crazy, right? You should know that you are perfect. Your mind may not be, your body may not be, but you are perfect. You are that perfection itself. And this is what I tell my students when I talk to them, 10th standard, 12th standard, I say, tell me something. How much are you going to score? So MBAP 5 is 56 and DP is 45. So I noticed today they are different level, but in the beginning they will say all kind of numbers. 56 target, MBAP 5, MBAP student will say 38, 40, 45. I say, why don't you say 56? Say 56? Not possible. I said, why? So, how can it be perfect in the world, 5,600 schools? We are a small school. And the same children went ahead and got it. I said, tell me something. What if I show you that you can do it? They said, how? I chirped to them. I said, tell me, you're a girl, you're a boy, isn't it? Yes, sir. How do you know that? I just know it. How? So mom told me, dad told me, teachers, my body features. I said, okay, now tell me something. You know you're a girl, you know you're a human being. You know. How come you don't know that you're perfect? This awareness that the perfection is me is awareness. But mentally working at it to make yourself go crazy is not a good idea. Be aware, automatically something will happen. You'll feel like reading and not playing computer games. How? To make them feel like become that is the journey. Is parenting, is schooling, and self-development. All three. So focus on being authentic. I am perfect. I know I'm going towards perfection. May happen in 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, I don't know. But I'm going to make my effort. I'm going to do my best. And I'm going to be happy, joyful doing that, making that effort. Practicing self-care. Remember, taking care of yourself. Make self-care a priority. I've given these 13, and the 13th one is nourishing your, by the way, 12th one is nourishing your body, mind. How do you do that? By what we talked about just now. Mind is very beautiful, is through meditation. What does meditation do? Make you complete, not half alive. You suddenly realize there is something within me. In yogic process, you experience it like samadhi, like some funny things happen. You start to visualize certain things. So those things are called, like certain experiences happen to you. And the 13th one is very simple and yet complicated. Depends on how you look at it. It's called choosing happiness. You should choose happiness. Stop thinking about failure. Stop thinking about what if it doesn't happen. So what if it doesn't happen? Just face it then. Simple. But choose the happiness. Something that you create through your thoughts, your beliefs and your actions. You believe I'm going to do it. Unless you believe I'm going to do the 100 meters under 11 seconds, how will you do it? You have to believe in it. You have to believe that I'm going to knock down that world champion boxer. You have to believe, and there only somebody will break that record. You have to believe I can climb that Mount Everest, or I can fly an aeroplane, or I can drive any car. You have to believe. So choose happiness in every day, focusing on good things in your life. And remember, happiness is being. It is not a destination. It is not that if I reach there, I'm happy. Now I'll be happy. When I go to America, I'll be happy. When I finish my, IIT, then I'll be happy. No, then you will search for a job or a research program. So, watch the world around you. Be aware of yourself and the world around. You don't have to keep talking about it. People will think you're crazy because they don't know about it. But watch yourself and become aware. And most important, during the meditative time, which other people call prayer, we call it visualization. Right, brothers? Visualize that we're going to fly. I'm certain both your sons visualized we're going abroad for our further study, didn't they? It happened. Whatever you are, wherever you are today, if you look carefully, you had visualized it. You must have thought of becoming a doctor. So you become a doctor. So you visualize it and it will happen. So happiness is visualization. It is being. It is not a destination, it is a journey. It's a continuous process of every day. You have any question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we say the lucky or unlucky is a game of mind or something related to karma?
So the question is, being lucky or being unlucky, is it a state of mind? if you, does anybody want to answer this?
I think it is a perception.
Huh?
It is a perception.
It is a perception. So he's asking,
Yeah.
is it a state of mind?
Yeah, it's a state of mind because it's a perception. It is a it has to be a state of mind. But again, it has to do with the karma also, because sometimes things happen for someone. That action, see, action happens for someone. It is lucky, for someone it may not be.
So, if you look at it, anybody else want to say anything? Okay, want to say something? Okay. When you look at it, the paradigm of an earthly paradigm, then you look at it as karma. So whatever, action opposite equals reaction. Newton's third law of motion. So whatever you have attained in your past life, okay, as per karma, you will experience them today. Okay? Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe 10 years from today, maybe 1 day from today. You will taste it. If you give happiness to others, you will get happiness. If you give sadness and being miserable to other people, misery will shower upon you. Now this is karma theory. I am asking, as per Advaita Vedanta, what is it? You are always lucky. You're always happy. You're always joyful. Now, understanding and detaching yourself from the state of mind is the seer and the seen. Yes, I have this state, which apparently, let's say my hand is broken. Apparently I'm pretty sad. My hand is broken. I'm unlucky. No, that lucky or the unlucky as per the horoscope and things like that, and as per the chart, etc., they're all true for the state of the body and the mind. But you are Vedantist. So you are Advaita Vedanta. You detach yourself and look at this body and the mind from a bird's eye point of view. And look at it to say, it's okay, this is the present state of the body and the mind. You know what? When a Vedantist, you say, I have the power to change it. So doer and achievers, whatever they have on the way, I'll give you a very simple example. Mother Ganga, she wanted to join with Sagar, the Indian Ocean, right? And from Himalaya, the Himalaya didn't want her to go. No, you stay here. So what did she do? Himalaya froze her. She became a glacier. But she didn't let go. She became a trickle. So Gangotri Gomukhi, you see, it is like trickle. From the trickle, by the time it comes to Devaprayag, it's a torrenting, raging. And it cuts through how many mountains and how many boulders. It bore a hole through at Gangotri, no? Even the mountain, the rock. So there is a beautiful statement. It says, it's an English twister, tongue twister. It says, the autochromatic monocrat is perambulating in the concavity of the horizon. What does it mean? The autochromatic monocrat is the sun, is perambulating. Like if you see a mother is taking a baby in the pram, the baby's head is little up. You see the baby, head is only up there, rest of it is at the pram. The autochromatic monocrat, the sun is perambulating. Just see the sun, okay, in the concavity of the horizon. Horizon is supposed to be concave. Yeah? So what does that mean? Simple meaning is sun is rising. So that's a tongue twister. It's a tongue twister. It is that, no, this is coming my way because I can handle it and I'm going to be richer and wiser and better. I'm the luckiest guy. And because I'm lucky, I'll do it so fast. So, let's say, I remember in my selections in the Air Force, Indian Air Force selection. We had to do one. There was a goal post like this, like this. And it was only 6 inches wide. So you have to climb up onto the goal post, and from the goal post from this much is painted red. You can't walk on it. And you have to go onto the other side. And you are given 6 people in a team, 6 students. And you have to pick up one huge drum. You've seen those charcoal drum, tar drum which you see on the roadside? Huge one, black colored. That drum, empty drum. You have to pick it up. And we were what, 14 years old. So everybody said, it can't be done. I said, let me try. He said, don't be stupid. It was quite high, this high. You will fall down, you'll break your limbs. It's not worth. I said, it's okay. Nothing will happen to me. So I climbed up. I said, now give me the drum. So they pushed the drum up. I took it on my hand and I slowly turned around because I took it from like this. Now I have to turn around to face that side, no? So somehow I was about to fall and I didn't fall, and I managed to hold on and hold on the drum also. It was quite heavy. And now I have to cross that red part, right? So I held the drum and I had a lot of faith within myself. I jumped and I couldn't cross. I fell on that red part, and from there the drum fell on one side and I fell on one side. This side was all sandpit, this side was hard ground. I landed on the hard ground. I was winded. I got up and the examiner, he was looking at me. He was going to write down something, must be writing down failed. I went to him and I said, sir, yes. I said, may I? He said, what is it? I said, can I give one more try? He looked at me. I'm not allowed one more try. He looked at me. He said, okay. Those guys said, don't be stupid. This time you will break your leg. I said, shut up, let me try. And you know what I did this time? I climbed up again, the same thing I did. And I threw the drum. It didn't cross all the red part. It still landed somewhere in the red part only, but it rolled onto the other side and fell on the other side. And for me to jump to the other side and go into the other side was a piece of cake. I jumped and I did it. And I said, I did it, I did it, I did it. And everybody came charging. And I came to realize later, much later, almost 3-4 years later, that the commanding officer's younger brother was also in my team. I didn't know that his brother is the commanding officer of the selection board in Gwalior. He was asking me one day, he said, do you know in that SSB selection who came first? I said, no. How would I know? He said, you. I said, shut up. Me? He said, yeah. I said, how? He said, because of that incident. He said, my brother told. I said, how do you know? He said, my brother told me. So see, your question, lucky or unlucky, whatever the situation is, it is so. It is. I have to face it. And I have to change it for better. What is better? As per my frame of mind. Let's do some exercise. Okay? Thank you.